Hello and welcome to PAL programming tutorial series on GPUs using CUDA. So GPUs are nothing but graphics processing units. So these hardware devices are built for accelerating graphics related workloads. So for example, we are watching some high-end videos, we are doing some animations, we are playing some games. So these kind of graphics related workloads can be easily handled by these devices. But in this tutorial series, we want to see how we can use these GPUs for general purpose programming. So here I want to use my GPUs for parallel programming of scientific or general purpose applications. So NVIDIA Corporation provides their hardware, GPU hardware, which is capable of doing general purpose parallel programming on their hardware. So using CUDA we can do this. So CUDA is only meant for NVIDIA GPUs. So if you want to use some other GPUs, then probably you will have to move on to some other interfaces such as OpenCL. So in this first part of the tutorial, we will see some basic examples and how we can write some basic simple codes using CUDA. Before we start with actual programming, in this part first we will see how a GPU code is organized. So for that we will see what is the programmer's view of the given hardware. So with our normal CPU, this is how my programmer's view looks like. So I have CPU cores, I have CPU memory, and whenever I load any program, I load my program into CPU memory. Whenever I allocate some arrays or some structures, I'll allocate into CPU memory. My CPU cores will access the data, modify the data, I'll print the data, or I'll store the data to my hard disk. Of course there are some other hardware features such as registers, caches, but those are invisible to programmer. So as a programmer, what I see is my CPU and my CPU memory. But now we have added one more device, which is my GPU, which has its own cores and which has its own memory. So now I have my CPU with CPU memory and my GPU with GPU memory. So this device is connected using PCI Express interface. And if I want to transfer some data from CPU memory to GPU memory, I have to pass it through PCI Express interface. So now if I want to write a GPU code, okay, by default that code will run on the CPU. Whenever I want to use my GPU device, I can transfer some of my arrays from CPU memory to GPU memory. Now I can call a GPU function which will execute here, and it will try to access and modify the data which is available with the GPU memory. Once it is done with that function, whatever output array or the data generated, I can transfer back from GPU memory to CPU memory. On CPU memory, using CPU, I can again further process the data, or I can print the data, or I can store the output. So here now probably you are maintaining two copies of the same data. Once you have modified some data here, you can bring that data from GPU to CPU and you can further process and print and store the data. So now we will see the pseudocode for my GPU program. So initially we will have our CPU arrays initialized, okay, from some initial data or some like because of reading some files and some other things. So I'll have my CPU's arrays which are initialized with my input data. Then I'll allocate memory on the GPU, which is called as device. Okay, so I'll allocate memory on the device, okay, for these arrays. Then I'll transfer the data from CPU memory to GPU memory. So here the CPU is called as host, and as I mentioned, GPU is called as device. So I will transfer the data from CPU memory to GPU memory, that is host memory, to device memory. Then I'll create threads for GPUs. We'll discuss about these threads in next part. So these threads are responsible for processing the data on the GPUs. I am creating the number of threads. When I launch the GPU function, when I call the GPU function, so calling is called as launching the GPU function, and GPU function is called as kernel. So when I launch the GPU kernel, okay, these threads that we have created will process the data and write the output to my GPU memory. Now this kernel execution is over, and I can transfer the results from GPU, that is device memory, to CPU, that is host memory. So initially we had transferred the data from CPU memory to GPU memory. Once the GPU function completes its execution, I can transfer the results from GPU memory to CPU memory. On CPU memory, I can print or pre-process the data, or I can just save the results and I'll continue with my program. Once you are done with all the processing on the GPU side, you can deallocate the GPU memory and you can exit the code. So in next tutorial we'll see how we can write a simple program. So thank you for watching this video. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on this email ID. My email ID is mandar.hpsc@gmail.com. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe to my